I've got something to say.
I've got something to say.
I've got something to say.
Yes, I really do have something to say.
I have a whole lot to say.
Sure, I've got something to say.
I've got something to say.
I surely have something to say.
I've got something to say.
Then say it. Contact me right here, right now. Thank you.
I got something to say. With Dr. Netreia Carroll leading the way.
Welcome to another impactful episode of I've Got Something to Say. I'm your host, Dr. Netreia Carroll, and today we are honored to welcome our special guest speakers led by Pastor Jody Bady. This Chicago-based nonprofit is doing extraordinary work on the West Side, standing on the front lines of violence prevention. They are located at 114 North Lorel Avenue in Chicago. Today, they're here to share their mission, their passion, and the real stories behind the work they do every single day. So settle in, open your heart, and get ready for a conversation that matters. And before we begin, make sure you subscribe here and on our Roku channel so you never miss an episode. Now let's get into it. Enjoy the show.
Hey guys, welcome again. I don't know how to act because I have 5 fine brothers on the stage with me today, and they've come all the way from Chicago. And I just want you to meet my friends. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask them to introduce themselves.
Tyson Harper. Fred Williams.
Derek Day. Rodney Wilson.
Minister George Bady.
Uh-oh. And looking at you guys, you guys look so interesting to me, and I'm really interested in knowing who you guys really are. So who's going to be the spokesperson to tell us about what you guys do? I should have known.
Well, the name of the ministry is Jehovah Jireh #1 Outreach Ministry, #STV Stop the Violence. And it's an organization where we're promoting Stop the Violence. It's a youth safe haven where we go out into the streets, we take over a corner, and we put a tent up, we play music, and we feed the community.
Okay, and I'm looking on the shirts. Everyone has a 1S TV. Can you talk about that for a second?
#1 STV Stop the Violence.
You said Jehovah Jireh. Is that the symbol on the left side?
Yes.
Okay, who came up with the title?
Me.
Okay, tell us about it.
Well, because when I started the ministry, and when the Lord spoke and I started, I didn't have nothing. So every time I planned something, it was an on your way blessing. So I said, and I prayed about a name. He said, Jehovah Jireh. So wow, yeah, my God will provide.
Yes. Who else wants to start speaking? How did you all get into the organization?
My name is Rodney Wilson. I'm the current vice president of...
Let me tell you this, I love your glasses, by the way.
Thank you.
Now you can talk.
I'm the current president of Jehovah Jireh #1 Outreach Ministry, #STV. And what we do is we're starting a mentoring program. We work in real close net with the Chicago Police Department as well, and they was giving us youth that was being introduced into the criminal justice system, but they would let them serve community service under my watch, and I would be out there, have them come to our meetings and everything and clock their time in or whatever, but at the same time we would be mentoring them and instilling in them the importance of not being a gang member or not being a drug dealer, and offering them other alternatives and getting them back in school and showing them the way. But we would tell them these stories about our lives so they wouldn't have to go down the same path, and it was actually working, reaching a lot of them. So the police was coming back, what did you do to these kids? It's like they was different people. So the police will start giving us more and more and more.
Okay. Did any of you have any gang affiliation to draw you into the program? Tell me about who you are. How did you get into this thing?
How did we get into the organization, or,
how
or our background, where we came from?
What I'm interested in is what part of the passion in this makes you interested in doing what you're doing?
The passion I have for it, I'm an ex-gangbanger. So I know what it is and what to do to get the streets back. So no government official can do it. If you're not from the streets, how can you reach the streets? But my passion came from losing a son, my oldest son. Then I lost a nephew. And I don't want any family to go through the hurt that I went through. When you lose a son, you also lose a neighbor, a friend, a nephew, a father. So everybody takes a loss. The
Okay.
whole community takes a loss.
So were all of you affiliated with the gangs?
Yes.
Okay, what level of that? Because I know there's hardcore gangs, there's some that just pretend to be gang members. Were you guys like in it for real, or just standing on the sideline?
We all were in it. We all were in it.
I was actually convicted of a murder. I served time on that murder. I was at the age of 16. I was a juvenile charged as an adult. I served that time, came home. 3 years later, I was charged with capital murder and 28 other counts, including murder, armed robbery, kidnapping, aggravated vehicle hijacking, where I served more time. So,
You know what, if I saw you on the street somewhere and someone asked me, were you even that type of person, I probably would have fought them down and said no, because you don't look like nothing where you came from. So I celebrate where you are today. What about you guys?
Well, these brothers and Minister Jody, I just moved back here to Chicago. And I took a look at what he was doing, and by me coming from the community myself and loving God and the wonderful work he was doing, it drew me closer to him. And he invited me out one day, and I loved him like it was ordained. The Spirit started moving in me. I saw his brother was moving. Other people in the community was right behind him. So I just followed in line.
Can I ask a question just for clarity? Because I've mentioned God, you mentioned God, and you mentioned God. Which God do you all serve? What's his name?
It's only one living God.
Jehovah.
Only one God.
Amen. Because the people that are watching will get confused, and I just want to make sure that they understand that we are all on the same page.
Yes.
Is there something, what is you all's major message that you'd like to send out to the world about what you guys are doing?
The major message that we like to send out to the world about what we're doing is that it takes the people who was a part of the problem to become part of the solution. Because if you was part of the problem and you become part of the solution, you can make the rest of the problem become part of the solution. If everybody is the solution, there's no problem.
Are you guys doing some type of tactic for recruiting in Chicago to try to get as many with you all?
Well, this is the thing. You have to have the passion to do it. Because we can get 1,000 people to stand on the corner and not be effective. But if you have a few that have the passion for it, you'll make a greater impact.
I want to know the influence on you all's past. Do you guys have, I know it's not fear, but do you all have the strength to go into where, because everybody don't think the same. There's still some gang members are just straight hard-headed. Are you guys able, with your background, able to approach in the midst of the fire and say, hey, I was here, now let's do something new?
It depends what's going on. At the heated time when something is going on, sometimes you have to step back and let it die down a little bit, and then you reach out to them.
Okay.
But for the most part, all of us are well known in one of the biggest communities in Chicago, which is the Austin community, which is the worst community as far as gun violence and murders. So where
do these people get these guns from?
I don't know. It's like somebody's just dropping them off into the neighborhood and getting them to the youth.
I asked that question because it seems like if you can get to the core of the providers to convince them not to bring them in, then they don't have anything to work with.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Because there's no gun stores in Chicago.
Right, so how do you get to the seed? They're coming from somewhere?
They come from somewhere.
They may not look like us either. But they're coming from somewhere. Somebody's making some money.
We don't make guns and we don't fly planes.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah. But the key thing is for parents to keep up with their kids, know where their kids at, know what their kids are doing. And we always encourage single women that's raising kids. If you need help, reach out to us.
Tell me what to look for. If I had children in my house, what are some of the tall tale signs? Because I was a single parent, and there's some things that just snuck by me from not knowing. What do you look for besides the colors?
Behavior.
See, in Chicago, there's no colors. So
wow,
there's no colors, so you can't look for that.
Right.
As a parent, you have to monitor your kid. You have to check your kid's phone. You should know where your kid at. You should know the other kids that your kid associates with.
Yep.
As a parent, you should know about your kid. You should take. But see, the problem is in Chicago, so many single parents have to work or whatever that they don't have the time to spend with their child. So their child is out there.
Okay, now when my son was about 14, he stopped going outside. And I asked him why. He said he was at the age where the gangs were trying to force him to be a part, and he was refusing, so he just didn't go outside, period. What do they do in Chicago to draw these young people in?
Oh, wow, it's simple. Most, if you wouldn't believe it, but most of our youth are homeless in the city of Chicago.
I don't like that.
They're standing, they're on the streets, they're out there all night. So just imagine if you see a 14, 15-year-old boy out there with raggedy shoes on, and you buy him shoes or you buy him an outfit, who do he become loyal to? Become loyal to you because you put clothes on his back, you fed him. So then the next thing you do, you grab him, put him on your team, there it is.
And they feel safe, so they
feel safe, but then he bring all his friends with him. Hey, we doing this over here.
How do these young people get on the streets? What the heck is going on?
Because their parents are on drugs, or their parents are working and they just don't have the time to pay attention to their kid, and the neighborhoods consumes them.
What's up with you all's Child Protective Services?
They're consumed right now with Children and Family Service in the city of Chicago is overwhelmed. They have a lack of foster parents. They have a lack of facilities to facilitate the children in which come in. And a lack of funding. We're a state without a state budget. Funding for things of that nature is being cut completely out. We have a slogan, no child left behind. But in our community, every child is left behind.
Wow.
The education system is lacking funding on a daily basis. Schools are being closed faster than you can close a business.
Well, it seems like they don't have a chance. Then what is the plan? What is the plan?
Well, our plan is that's why we're building a village from here to San Diego.
Okay.
What we're working on, we want to be able to take the kids that are homeless, get them out that environment, and send them to a different location.
Yeah.
To get reprogrammed.
We'll take them.
Yeah, that's the goal. So we want to reprogram them, and then teach them everything they need to know, education, how to get a job, what to do, and then find job placement for them where they can stay here. We don't want to send them back, because sometimes you send them back and they go hang around the same people and they get in deeper than what they're involved in.
Okay. I'm working on a project. I have 32 acres of land up in the mountains not too far from here. And the plan was to put a mentor camp for at-risk young people. And I'm praying to God that you all will be willing to be a part of that, because it's designed to take people from other places so that they can get a chance to life, a newness, something new, alternative ways of living. And so I just want to offer that to you all with a promise online so everybody can see that that's something that I really would like for you guys to be a part of. And while you're here, if you guys want to just hop on in the car with me and ride on up that mountain to see it, you're more than welcome to do that. but it's just a big old mountain waiting for me to do something.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll definitely
All right.
be a part of it.
Is there anything else? Tell me more about who you guys are. Tell me about your success stories.
Well, just by being on Madison, the period of times that we be out there, as of now, 40 people has given their life to Christ. We have helped people get jobs. We help people get in schools. So it's been a blessing to the community.
Okay, now once these young people are like released from you all, you get them in a place where you feel that they're comfortable and everything's cool. Do you guys continue to follow them, or you let them on their way and go into the next
No,
job?
we stay in contact.
Okay, and are a lot of these young people, do they have dads in the house?
No.
So you guys kind of take on the dad position?
Yes.
Dad, big brother.
Big brother?
Cousin, uncle.
I think a lot of them are looking for daddy, so even though you say
So,
big brother, you know, they
we
wanted
like
a
to
dad
say
so much.
male
you know?
role model figure, or
That's a good one.
male figure in a child's life. Because
Okay, tell me about your interaction with male and female, because there's young ladies out there too. You have women on your team, or?
Yes.
Yeah, tell me about them.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Something else.
My wife is a part of the team,
Yeah.
and you know, this is the key thing. What we promote love, unity, and it starts within the organization. So when people come out and see us uniformed and see the love we giving each other, first thing hey, let me go over there and see what's going on. And when they come, we embrace them. And so when the young ladies come in, we send them right on over to my wife and to some of the other members and let them embrace them.
Okay, now on your shirts you say Jehovah Jireh. Do you mentor them on the foundation of God, or do you stay away from that so that you can bring money in to support your organization?
No, God is first in everything we do.
Yes.
Without Him, we couldn't have made it.
we pray in public, everything.
Everything.
Okay,
We have
and-
prayer circles. We pray for people on the spot. If somebody walk up and say, "Hey, I'm going through something," hey, let's pray.
That is so me. Anything. That's so me.
We've been existing since 2012. We've been funding ourselves by selling shirts and fundraisers.
Out of our pocket.
Out our pocket. So, and the reason why, because we reached out to the government for some help and to some of the city officials. And my thing is, I'm not going to compromise.
You know, when we started the other project, The Garden, I talked to you guys about that earlier. We made a plea or a goal that we were going to talk about our organization to 1 million people, and we're going to ask 1 million people for $1. And it was very, very successful. And I'd like to kind of put that in your pocket a little bit. You know, everybody we talk, we only asking you for $1. People are willing to give it to you. Before you know it, $1 million will be sitting there. Because I really want to see you all go forth. And we just live in a city where, you know, money is the thing. We know God is our provider, but He's also provided money to give to us, and it belongs to us. But we want some of it to spend it. What else?
You said success story. I can tell you about my life. I told you about how I served time for. Actually, I told you about 2 incarcerations. I actually served 3 incarcerations, and during my second incarceration, I started to turn my life around. But I was an honor student ever since I was a little kid.
Wow.
So I always loved school. So while I was in prison, I went to school. I got my GED, building maintenance, vocation trade, associates in arts degree, associates in liberal studies degree. And I started working on my bachelor's degree before I was released. I just recently completed my bachelor's degree in 2014. Walked across the stage at home at Roosevelt University.
Yes.
Yeah. But while I was serving my 3rd prison term, there was no school or nothing or anything for me to do to occupy my mind. So what I did, I love to read, and I read lots and lots and lots of books. So what I did was I wrote a book. The book is called Shall Life My Life, Don't Get It Twisted.
Tell me about the book.
The book is an urban street novel, fiction based on real events. So what I'm telling you about is actual Chicago life, what happens in Chicago life, how we live. And
Well, I see two of them in your lap.
Yeah, I actually brought one for you.
Ah!
That's yours.
Guys, look at my book.
That's yours. Yeah. So I started my own publishing company while I was in prison and published it myself.
Well, I find that very interesting because I too am a publisher and a graphic artist. I make all this stuff. That's why I'm investigating it like this.
Yeah,
but this is remarkable.
I had a friend who's a graphic designer, has his own graphic design company.
Yes.
So I asked him to design the cover for me. I told him what I want and sent it exactly how I want it, and he come up with this concept.
Can I read the back of this?
Sure.
It says, in the city of vice lords and gangsters' disciples, Tance was born and raised in Chicago West Side in one of the roughest areas known as K-Town. Early in grammar school, he was initiated, I want to know about that word, into the four-corner hustler vice lord street gang. That sounds scary. Where he rose through the ranks quickly. He later moved to Maywood, a suburb of Chicago's West Side, where he implemented everything he learned in his former K-Town neighborhood, making Maywood a stronghold of drug dealing and violence. What a movie. When Tance finds himself in a battle of power against the appointed chief elite of Maywood, he gets deadly for all involved. Tance finds an alliance and business relationship with the vice lords, bitter rivals. Feeling like he has nothing to lose, Tance goes out at all costs. Tell me about K-Town. Tell me about initiation. Tell me more about this book.
Well, once he became initiated in the Vice Lords, the Four-Corner Hustler Vice Lord Street Gang, it wasn't all about him getting beat up or jumped into a gang or whatever. It was about his loyalty being questioned and him being put in certain situations and him being tested. And him passing those tests, not being a rat or, him catching a case purposely to see if he tell, things of that nature. Getting him missions to go on to see if he complete them.
Looking at your cover, in the bottom right corner, very small, you need glasses to see it, but there's two images of ladies on a screen.
Yeah.
Does that mean anything?
No, that's just Chicago skyline, and they have big pictures on some of the buildings that change sometimes. So
Got it.
Doesn't mean
Well, you guys, I want to encourage you all, if you have not seen this book or gotten a copy of it, I want you to encourage you to get it. It's better to know more. If there's some questions that, especially if parents, you don't know what's going on with your kids, I'm sure some of these episodes and dialogues in this book will help you to understand and see more and become more knowledgeable. The book is by Mr. Willie Bounce Back. Mr. Willie Bounce Back. One more time, Mr. Willie Bounce Back. Type that in Google. I promise you'll probably be able to find it. Shy Life. Did I say that right? Shy Life. My life. Make sure you get one. What else, guys?
We enjoyed ourselves. We're looking forward to working with you.
Oh my God, I'm excited. Is there anything else? We want to throw a shout out. Is there somebody out there that you know is watching? Or is there a group of people that you know is watching that you want to help?
Red Team. And a shout out to Stop the Genocide with my boy Travis. We're doing a big thing. We're doing it all the way from San Diego to Chicago. We're doing it real big. We want everybody to be a part of this movement, man. We're about to make history.
Okay,
man, please remember, you spread the word. Yes. Put the guns down. We say no, stop the violence. Much love.
Much love. Tell me, how do they become a part? If they're in Hawaii and they want a village, how do they become a part?
Reach out to us.
Jehovah Jireh #1 Outreach Ministry. You can Google it, go to our website, go to our Facebook page, Stop the Genocide. You can Google it, go to our website, go to our webpage. It's just another chapter, another branch. We're extensions of each other. And what we're doing in Chicago is trying to make a model of everything that's happening here. We want our own facility, our own gym, where we can bring a safe haven for the kids, whether it's playing basketball, whether it's boxing, whether it's an after-school program. This is what we're working on to build right now.
Okay, can somebody give us the web address?
www.jehovah, JehovahJireh1.org.
Everybody don't know how to spell. JehovahJireh1.org. Anything else? Anything else? I know that all of you guys up here, somebody has something they have to say. The name of the show is I've Got Something to Say. Put it out there. This is your time.
I've got something to say. Anybody else got something to
Go
say?
ahead, go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna make it real quick, and I'm gonna let these guys speak.
Okay.
But since my release, and working with this brother right here, which I've known most of my life, we've been recognized by a lot of people because of my accomplishments. We've been in newspaper articles, TVs, but I've been speaking to schools, not in the Chicago public schools, but the suburbs, and they called me in to come speak to the youth about my life, about being a former gang member, being a former drug dealer, and everything, but what happened to me and how I changed my life around to become successful. And it's just a blessing that
The Lord
I
put
can
on my
influence
spirit
so
to
many
share
people.
with you, and I usually don't do this on camera, but Live 365, look that up online. He's given you a radio voice. You can take advantage of that to share with the world. Tell me about you.
That's confirmation.
You just gave it to me.
That's confirmation.
Well, I'm Derek Day. I was, Brother Jody reached out to me because I have been doing this for a long time. Where I worked for another organization in the past where I would work with the at-risk youth and young adults from the ages of 14 to 25, to where people didn't realize that most crimes happen between the hours of school time, which are 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at night in Chicago. That's where most of the violent crimes happen between young adults and kids. And I've been in my life to where I minister and monitor the kids to help them understand that it's okay to disagree. Just because you get in an argument don't mean you have to kill. And to let people know that friends don't let friends kill, especially not children and women. You know, people don't understand that what's going on now in Chicago, it's an epidemic. It's a learned behavior. You know, it used to be a time where something violent happened, it was just out of reaction, but nowadays it's a learned behavior. It goes all the way back to, you know, if you look at certain things in people's lives, you know, you tell them your granddaddy was violent, your great-grandfather was violent, your daddy was violent. Well, 9 times 10, you're going to be the same way. So what we're trying to do is we come in and, hey, let's break that cycle. Let's get you on a different path than what the people before you that was in your family. So, you know, when you look at certain people that come up in our neighborhood, their background history have always been the people in their family are violent. So what we are doing is we're trying to change that. We're trying to let them know that there's better things out here in life than going around creating problems of havoc to bring harm amongst other people, you know. So that's what we do.
Yeah, I just want to say to America, we got to put these guns down, and we got to trust in God first. Love gonna kill it. Love will kill everything. I just want to get a shout out to my brothers, especially Minister Jody, for bringing me aboard to something great. And I want to say I love all you guys and my ST family back in Chicago. I love you, ST1.
Well, to San Diego, we thank you all for allowing us to come here. I met a lot of beautiful people here. We understand that you all are hurting too. And we want you to know that your hurt is our hurt because we've been there. We've experienced it, and we're figuring out ways. So it's always a chance for you. You will come through this. You will survive. Mm-hmm. We have to stick together. We have to love each other. And for the young kids, don't let nobody tell you, nobody, that you can't be successful. Mm-hmm. You can. You just have to understand every day it's not anyone else's fault for what you're going through. It's your fault. And once you understand that and just say you love yourself and then love Christ, things will always get better. And thank you for having us on your show.
Amen. Well, guys, let's see what the Lord's got to say now. First thing is coming to me is that God says he's going to restore the years that the cankerworm and the caterpillar has stolen from you. And I have been thinking about the caterpillar for quite some time. A caterpillar is self-destructive. If you study the caterpillar, all he does is just roam around the earth and eat up all the trash, dirt, everything that's not good for him until he's almost killing himself. And that's kind of how we have, many of us, have been convinced and tricked by the enemy. The Bible says that the devil comes to kill, to steal, and to destroy. He has taken our own hands and we're using them against one another, sniping out lives that could be our next president, our next lawyer, our next doctor. He comes and he has stolen your self-esteem. You are not even able to see the value in yourself anymore, because if you did, you wouldn't go out of your way to destroy yourself. You're being destructive, just like the caterpillar. And to destroy you, that means the devil does not want you to even be paid attention to on this earth. He wants you wiped out, no value, no respect, no nothing. He doesn't even want you to have the ability to think. He wants you locked up behind prison doors without, when they throw away the key. It's all a lie. God says he comes to restore the years that the enemy was successful in stealing those years from you. Take it back. Be like the caterpillar. Go into your cocoon. Get into that secret place with the Lord and begin to pray and say, God, there has got to be a better way. And trust me and know that if you go to him sincerely, with your whole mind stayed on him, focused on him, praying without ceasing, fervently, effectually, he will hear your prayer. And when you come out of that cocoon, baby, you'll come out of that cocoon with wings flying high, almost like an eagle above it all. And there's no more time to live and focus and be with the chickens. It's time to fly up in the air. Have that keen eye for success. Know that destiny was made for you. Anything that God gives you, any dream that God gives you, he gives it to you because he knows that you can walk in it. Take back what the enemy has stolen from you. You have the power and the authority because Jesus lives in you. Take it back. You guys have a good day. Ciao.
Thanks for joining us on I've Got Something to Say. For more episodes, tune in to NDC International Network on Roku. Thanks for watching.